This is Visitor's Book, and I'm Maija, your host and a journalist from Finland. Like always, we're going to be meeting with diplomats and foreigners who are living here in Pakistan, and we're going to be finding out what their experience in the country has been. So let's go. So today we're meeting with Stephanie Josine, a British singer-songwriter, and she's waiting for us here at Satar Baksh. So let's go find her. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
You look amazing.
Thank you.
So is this where you
put up my good kurta today?
Yeah, wow, you look like you're going to a wedding or something. Is this where you like to come to perform?
Yes, yeah, this is actually, so I learned to play music here since I've been in Pakistan, and they used to do open mic nights here at Satar Baksh.
Oh, really?
So I used to come and do open mic nights here, and then eventually I had my first solo gig here.
So you've been here for 5 years now. That's a pretty long time, right?
Yeah, it's coming up on 5 years. It'll be 5 years in September.
Wow. And you're originally from the UK, right?
Yes, although, so people are often confused because of my name. So my father is Belgian. He's French-Belgian.
Oh, okay. So it's actually pronounced like a French name then?
Yes.
Okay.
Stephanie Josine.
Oh, I see. That's very pretty.
Yeah.
And then how did you first get to Pakistan? How did you first come here?
That's a weird story, actually. So I was working in London at the time, and I was trying to get into the development sector. I was applying to lots of charities in the UK, and I wasn't succeeding. And my mom was here at the British High Commission, so she works for the British government. And I thought, you know, Pakistan must be a fascinating place, and I'm sure if I just go, I can find some kind of like interesting exposure, interesting experience.
Right.
Maybe get some like time in the field. And so I came and you know, did some networking, and suddenly I had an internship, and then it became a job, and now here I am 5 years later.
Wow. So how did you get started with this music thing? Like, you told me that you had never really performed before you came to Pakistan, right?
I had never played, no.
Yeah.
I guess so. About a year after I came here, I had some poor health, and then I was on a kind of general like healthy living, healthy life kick.
Right.
And I started doing a lot of yoga, and I started just trying to have a more positive outlook and a more positive mindset in life, and just shift from a place of talking about and longing for things that I wished for, and to just like to doing them. And so I always, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a singer.
Really?
And then a friend of mine here was setting up an open mic night. And so I said, okay, let me like challenge this kind of fear and just go and take part.
That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about your music. Like, how would you describe it?
You know, it's tricky to kind of clearly put into one genre. But I guess I would say it kind of falls into the sort of Western pop, folk, maybe some of it a little bit toward American country.
Yeah. Wow. And you've performed here in a couple of really interesting venues. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've been super lucky in that way. So, you know, as we mentioned earlier, this is one of the first places that I really played. And my housemate a couple of years ago was also a musician, so he really got me motivated. He's super professional in his approach.
He's Pakistani.
Yeah, Amar Faruqi. He's from Lahore. He released his first album earlier this year, which is just like so cool.
Yeah.
He's really, you know, making it happen. But yeah, so we both played at FACE as well, the forum, actually now the Foundation for Arts and Cultural Education. And then, so FACE have every year, they have a Mela here in Islamabad. And 2 years ago, they started doing a Mela up in Hunza as well. And so I guess just, you know, I was just lucky. They invited me to come and play at the Mela in Hunza.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Was it like an outdoor venue?
Yeah, it was it was nuts. It was at a cricket ground with the Pasu cathedrals in the background. So it was a really stunning place to be and a really stunning setting to play in.
Wow.
And the audience were super nice, super supportive. Obviously, they didn't think.
Sure. Yeah. Let's order something. Wow, look at this. This is a pretty fun menu, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this place. It's sort of fun and quirky, like this whole play on Starbucks. Starbucks.
That's what I was thinking when I was, and look at this, they have Deshitgard spicy pizza, like terrorism spicy pizza.
I didn't know that word. Oh, that's great.
That's insane. Okay, but right now, I think I'm just gonna go for a cappuccino.
Yeah, I don't do caffeine in the afternoon, so I'm just gonna have can I have a lemongrass tea? Thank you.
Yeah, so the audience, like, they were all people from Hunza Valley, and was that like the first time they had some kind of a music festival arranged there, or they had done something like that before?
I think that was maybe the first time in recent history that they had a sort of kind of pop rock festival on that scale. And it was a great festival because it included the local folk music, like the Altit Music School, and they're just incredible. I love that northern sound. It's so particular with the rabab, and they have a very particular rhythm. So it included that, and it also included some like rock musicians from Lahore and Natasha Beg, who's originally from the northern areas and is a big pop star. And then, me, who's I guess something a little bit different than what they normally hear.
Yeah. So, can you play something for me?
Yeah, so I think that I'm gonna play an original for you today. So you may have noticed that my accent isn't British.
Exactly, I was wondering about that.
That is, essentially I'm a Diplo brat.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, that's a term I learned here actually, Army brat and Diplo brat. But yeah, so I grew up in Southern Africa, Botswana and Namibia.
So interesting.
And moved to the UK for the first time as a teenager. And so this song is about the experience of, so in Botswana, rain is like it is here. It's precious. People are excited when the rain comes, and when the rain comes, it comes hard. It comes in a storm, and then life comes out afterwards. Whereas in the UK, in London area, it's just kind of grey and constant drizzle.
It's considered bad weather.
Exactly.
Right?
People want to see the sun because they're so sick of the rain. And so that was, I don't know, it was kind of an important shift for me, how like the rain changed meaning in my life. And so this song's called Pula, which is the Setswana word for rain. Okay. And it's also the name of their currency, which again says something about the value of rain in that culture. Wow. And yeah, this is about just my kind of like the culture clash for me of shifting to the UK and memories of playing in the rain with my sister as a kid. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
No pressure.
Gray puddles on the asphalt, reflecting an endless gray sky.
what inspires you when you're writing songs?
It's different every time. Sometimes it comes from practicing and messing around, and then a sort of little pattern of chords or notes starts to come out, and then an idea comes along with that. Sometimes, the most recent song I wrote, I came home and I saw the cupboards open and I saw my husband's clothes next to mine, and I felt like overcome with gratitude that, you know, he had chosen to put his clothes in that cupboard next to mine. Aww. And, you know, spend his life with me, and so sweet. A song came out of that,
right, about
clothes in the closet. Yeah, this one came out of a kind of free writing exercise.
Yeah. And would you say you've picked up any influences from Pakistan, like Pakistani culture, Pakistani music?
I wish. I remember the first time I heard Pakistani classical music live. It was, I'd been here like a month, and I went to see a performance at Kuch Khas, which is sadly no longer there. And it was just a sitar, a tabla, and a kind of flute, a wooden flute. And I was literally in tears. It was just so incredible. So I absolutely love the classical instrumentation here, but like I said, I only started learning this kind of very basic instrument after being here for about a year.
That's so impressive though, like you're so talented and your voice is so expressive, like very captivating, and I can't believe you never played before, like before you came here, so clearly you're doing something right.
Thank you. Practice. Yeah, but I would love to incorporate more like Pakistani instruments and sounds. And so I do play a little bit with local musicians, although they mostly play in a Western style or a fusion style. But one of the drummers that I sometimes gig with, he plays the tabla, and like I love to mix that in whenever I can. But yes, I certainly am nowhere near being able to play any study instruments.
Yeah, okay. So besides music, what else do you like to do here in your free time when you're not working?
One of the things that I love most about Islamabad is how green it is.
That's what most people love about here.
Yeah. I don't think that I could be somewhere long term like Lahore or Karachi, as exciting as they are.
But it does start getting on your nerves at some point.
It's I grew up in like small town southern Africa, and so this greenery and the quiet.
It is very nice. It's luxurious.
So I like to just like sometimes I'll just kind of drive around and like look at the trees and the plants, or walk around if the weather permits, or if it's
if it's not too hot. Then it's doable.
I like to go for hikes in the Margalas. I think most Islamabadis do that.
And you mentioned you like to go running sometimes as well?
Yes, that keeps me sane for sure.
Yeah. Where do you like to go?
So mostly in Shalimar Cricket Ground in the hotter weather, because they have lights there at night, and it's super safe for women. There are loads of women there walking and running on that track. Otherwise in F9 Park, if you go during the daylight, it's really beautiful. And at this time of year, it would be so lush at the moment.
Well, I'd love to see that. So should we go see it then?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Let's go. Okay, it's time to take a short break. See you in a bit. Welcome back. We've reached F9 Park, and what a beautiful location we have here, huh?
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite spots to come running.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, I mean, you know, it's a beautiful season to be here because it's so lush at the moment. Everything's just super green. And so this little pagoda pavilion, I'm not really sure what it's called.
Some monument.
Monument. I just love this. And it's a kind of a little tradition for me. Every time I come for a run here, I take a selfie with this monument with whoever I'm running with or just by myself. And it's kind of like a little time series.
Okay, maybe we should do that now, huh?
Yeah, let's take a selfie.
Awesome. And you know what else it seems like a perfect location for? I think for another song.
Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna play now the song that I mentioned earlier in Satarabaksh. This one is called Inside Our Closet.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
It's been a long day coming home. I just can't wait to see your face. Feel that feeling in your arms where it's okay. And darling, I know that you and I are not the same. Inside our closet there's a pair of desert boots. They could be anywhere, but they're right here next to my shoes. And darling, I know that you and I have different tastes. Inside our closet there's a pair of golden shoes. And they could be anywhere, but they're right here next to your boots.
Ooh, awesome.
Just a little snippet.
Yeah, should we take a little walk?
Yes, let's get going while it's still light out.
Yeah. Okay, great. Wow. So beautiful here, like with the marigolas and everything, right?
Yeah.
5 years in Pakistan. What has your experience been overall?
You know, it's been a mixed bag. Like anything, there are ups and downs, and I think we touched on some of the positives earlier. Like it's so green and beautiful here,
Right.
and people are incredibly hospitable, welcoming, and friendly. There's such a rich culture and history here. But you know, it's also can be tricky as a woman living in Islamabad. I think people in the West have this idea that you have to be wearing a burqa or like a hijab all the time, and that's just not true. But you definitely have to be more conscious of yourself in public spaces.
Yeah,
of how
such
you
as
dress.
this one.
Yeah.
Like, I would not necessarily come here alone as a woman because you draw so much attention to yourself. And I mean, Pakistani women don't do that either. So I think that can be challenging, right?
Yeah, and actually there's a really cool movement called Girls at Dhabas, which is actually seeking to reclaim women's space in public places. Yeah.
Wow.
They just show up at, you know, tea places, and actually I came here to this park with them once.
Oh, really?
And we simply just came to the park, a group of women, and just lay down on the grass just to be really present in a public place and really kind of vulnerable and unguarded.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But you know, I don't participate in that kind of thing so much because you know, this is another one of the issues of being a foreigner here, is that it's kind of not necessarily our place
To say anything.
yeah. And that was a criticism that was leveled, like, you know, is this what the Girls at Dhabas activities, you know, some people think, oh, is this what our women really want, or is this what foreign women come and tell them to want? So, you know, I had to step back from that.
Should we sit down here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you found it difficult to adjust here in this country?
In what sense?
I don't know, like the culture is quite different from the West and you can't necessarily do everything that you would do in the West.
So, I mean, I have to say, I think when I first arrived here, I received a lot of kind of security guidance that made me a little bit, I mean, definitely more scared than I had to be, maybe even a little bit paranoid.
Okay, yeah.
And so it was interesting to just kind of like learn and explore for myself and find where those boundaries really are. And I think, you know, definitely as a foreigner in Islamabad or in Pakistan, you have to be conscious of your actions.
Yeah.
And you have to be a little bit cautious.
True.
But I think that a lot of foreigners come here and miss out because they're afraid or because they get bad security guidance which tells them to be afraid.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of a time when you were maybe too scared of?
Oh yeah, gosh. I mean, I remember when I first arrived, one of the pieces of security guidance I received was to never stop at a light in a middle lane.
Yeah.
They told me always, when you stop at the light, always make sure you're on an outer lane in case you need to make a getaway.
Right.
So the first couple of weeks that I was here, I was driving around thinking that something was just going to explode.
Yeah.
I was so terrified because they made it seem like I could be in an emergency situation at any moment.
Any moment, yeah. And that's not exactly what we're
That's
dealing with here.
That's just not the case in Islamabad.
Yeah. In other areas, maybe at that time, that might have been the case, but I feel like Islamabad has not always, but let's say for the past few years has been pretty quiet.
Yeah, and again, I think it just comes down to common sense. Like there's a lot of talk at the moment about the social media attention that Pakistan is starting to receive with all these like high-profile international travel vloggers, and there's a lot of criticism toward those travel vloggers.
Exactly.
Oh, you're creating an image that it's safe when it's not. It's just about I mean, I think it's just about common sense and always assessing your own situation.
Absolutely.
Don't take anything with blind faith, whether it's paranoia or blind faith that everything's totally fine. Just
use your head.
Use what God gave you.
Yeah. Wow. So, are you getting hungry soon?
Yeah, I am.
Do you have like a favorite spot where you like to go for dinner here in Islamabad?
So I am what I call a reducitarian.
What's that?
So for ecological reasons, I try not to eat meat very often.
That must be pretty difficult here.
It's tricky here. It's tricky, but I'm finding my ways.
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of great dal, and palak paneer is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, mine too.
But once in a while, I like to indulge in a beef burger, and my absolute favorite spot is called CGC. And it happens to have a lovely garden, so
let's go there then.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's time to take a short break. See you in a bit. Welcome back. We're here at the hotspot and we're ready to eat, right?
Yep.
Let's go. So what's your favorite thing that you have here?
So I really love the burgers here.
Yeah.
Their burgers seem to be really popular in Islamabad. There's so many burger places nowadays.
Yeah.
There's like a new one every day, but this is the classic for me.
Okay.
So, can I please get the overdrive, the jalapeno beef with no onions and with curly fries?
Right.
Okay. I'll have the grilled chicken and with regular fries. Should we sit here?
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah. So you've also had a little bit of a movie career here in Pakistan, right?
Yeah, That was pretty random, like completely by chance.
Yeah?
Yeah, one day a friend just messaged me on Facebook and was like, hey, are you free tomorrow? Some friends of mine are shooting a movie and they basically need a token foreigner.
Yeah?
Yeah. So the movie was called Janan. It's one of Imran Kazmi's films.
Right, I think I've seen that. It's like about this Pashtun family and there's this girl who's abroad and I guess you were playing one of her friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to start in Canada. So they needed some kind of diverse Canadian friends.
Okay.
And actually it was shot in Beria town, the scene that's in Canada in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Now you're revealing all the secrets.
Revealing all the secrets. So yeah, myself and one other expat went along and we played the Canadian friends in her apartment back in Canada before she comes to Pakistan.
Yeah.
And we do the whole thing. So, you know, we were talking earlier about stereotypical fears about Pakistan, and we very much had to play those roles as her Canadian friends.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where, like, you know, she's packing and we're watching the news with her and we were all terrified that something bad is going to happen to her in Pakistan. So, you know, it was an interesting role to play because I didn't want to play up to that stereotype.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it was really a comedy role. We really made fun of that.
Like overacting,
exactly,
right?
that kind
like
of
the whole
hysteria.
Crying and
exactly. Yeah, and when we were shooting it, initially it was just supposed to be a little bit of drama, and then they were like, no, more.
God.
Give us some like tears, give us some real hysteria. And so eventually I felt okay about it. Like, okay, we're making a pastiche of this kind of fear, so it's okay.
Cool. And how was the experience like on the set and, you know, with the Pakistani actors? How was that?
It was great. The leading lady was wonderful. We are still in touch from time to time. Sometimes she comes back to Islamabad, but she's based in the UK.
Okay.
And I mean, Imran Kazmi and Asfar Jaffrey, the director, and their whole team were just lovely.
Yeah.
So it was a really great experience. And then from there were some other things that came along, like Usman Mukhtar was also in that film, and then one day he contacted me and was like, hey, I need someone to be in a music video.
Yeah? Wow, you got to do that as well.
Yeah, which was, you know, it's pretty surreal. It was like definitely not something I ever expected to do
in Pakistan,
back in the West or over here.
Yeah. What kind of a video was that? I actually haven't seen it.
That was actually, I think that's probably my favorite film project that I've done.
Yeah.
That first music video, it was for an Australian artist called Starflight, who is, his family are based in Islamabad, and he was back here visiting. And so for that album, he wanted a real retro vibe, and we did this whole kind of like 70s thing. They did my hair like Farrah Fawcett kind of thing. I had a yellow jumpsuit.
Amazing.
And the whole thing was so it was such a like kind of fun caricature, and we had like the disco vibe, and we did some little disco moves. It was great. And
I definitely have to watch it now.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. And that artist, Jeep Khan, he is the artist behind Starflight, the kind of creative force behind Starflight. He's just golden. He's a wonderful person.
Wow.
Yeah, great to work with.
Did you do anything, like besides these two, did you do anything else? I think you had another movie as well where you appeared, right?
Yeah, that was a movie with, it was one of Marine Jabbar's films.
Okay.
It was called Dobara Pirse.
Yeah?
Like Deja Vu.
Yeah.
And that's how they explained it to me.
Yeah.
Deja vu. And that was also really weird for me because, so basically in that film, I'm also just a bit part. That scene was supposed to be set in New York, but in fact we filmed it in Karachi. Yeah. So that was great. I got to go to Karachi. We filmed it in like an office building there in the Dolmen Mall. Yeah. And I played basically the kind of like strict editor of the lead character. Yeah. And that was really weird for me because like in real life, you know, I'm like really a kind of happy-go-lucky, bubbly person. And Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, it was not natural to me to play this like strict, harsh boss, but you know, it kind of panned out. Yeah.
Cool. So, Are you ready to dig in?
I'm super ready.
Let's see which one is which. This is your,
There we go, classico. Oh no, jalapeno beef. That's gonna be me
there
then.
we go. Should we?
Yeah, just flip it. There we go.
And these are my fries, Wow, yummy. I'm like so hungry right now.
Yeah, I'm starving.
What is this? This is not ketchup.
Some kind of exciting special sauce.
See.
I'm going for it.
It's good. So, this is obviously as Western as it can get in Pakistan. But do you like Pakistani food?
I love it. In fact, probably my absolute favorite restaurant here is Chatta's over in F10.
Too, yeah.
I think that's my like go-to when anyone's coming to visit or when I have any kind of occasion. It's always Chatta's.
Yeah.
They do far and away the best nahari I've ever had. I love nahari. So like I said, I'm reducitarian, but once in a while.
Sometimes, for a little treat, right?
A little treat.
Yeah, never hurt nobody.
Yeah, and their whole wheat parathas are like
I know,
incredible.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. So, are you ready to?
Yeah. Let's dive in.
Oh my god.
Am I allowed to ask you any questions? Like this is such a weird one-sided conversation.
You are.
Okay. I should have asked that earlier.
It's fine. I'm gonna edit it anyway. Okay, so please no close-ups right now.
Yeah. Definitely none. Oops.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's smart. Keep the paper around it.
Let's just grab that.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. So how about you? Where are your favorite places for desi food in Islamabad?
I mean, I have to say, I also really love chaktas, but I also like Des Pardes in Saidpur. They have really, really nice stuff.
And a great ambiance with all the truck art.
Right. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really charming there.
But it's kind of funny how like a lot of Pakistanis really love all this like greasy fast food. Like it's like they have all the fast food chains here. Like we don't even have that many fast food chains in Finland as they have here, which I found surprising. Was there anything like you miss in particular in terms of food when you're here in Pakistan?
I think there's a fair bit of variety, but what you get in Europe that you don't get so much here, you get this in Karachi. But in Islamabad, there's still not anywhere that does French food properly. Because French food is like, it's hard to do well.
It's tough, yeah. Yeah.
So in Karachi, you have like Café Flo.
Oh, yeah?
And the Alliance Française has a restaurant. And I love that. But no, while I'm in Islamabad, I enjoy the desi food mostly.
Yeah.
And burgers from time to time. Actually, so one of my real favorite places for breakfast is just like a dhaba in F6.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like 45 rupees for omelette paratha, and it's the best omelette paratha I've ever found.
Wow.
My husband and I go almost every weekend to get omelette parathas there.
For breakfast?
I just like, I don't want to reveal which one it is because I don't want it to get. I don't want to share that secret yet.
Yeah, don't do that. It's going to be
maybe when I leave. Yeah.
Well, that was really good.
Yeah, that was necessary.
Yes, and very filling as well. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling in the mood for something sweet though. Oh.
Would you like to take something else?
Yeah, now that you ask.
I mean, I think we have to. So another thing that Hotspot is really great for is ice cream.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if you noticed the selection back there when we were inside, but
I did
do
see that.
Yeah, they make it on site, I think.
What would you like
the
to have?
strawberry one looked really good, but I think I might try the Greek yogurt flavor.
Okay, I'll have the strawberry then.
Oh, great, so we can mix and match.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Stephanie, you mentioned you really loved it when you got to go to, look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you. You got to go to Karachi for the film that you were shooting. Where else have you been in Pakistan?
I've done a little bit of travel with work while I've been here. The first program that I was working on was focused in the Peshawar Valley, so I got to go to Peshawar a couple of times for work, which was cool. Good, it really, good to see something not Islamabad, because Islamabad's not really representative.
Exactly. It's like a little bubble that like a lot of
it's a great bubble.
People live in.
I love this bubble.
Yeah.
But, it was interesting to go to Peshawar and see, like, Pakistan is so diverse.
That's very true, yeah.
And when you go to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, you see that it really, it looks different, it feels different. I mean, in terms of the landscape, it's much drier and a little kind of dusty.
Yeah.
And you also do really see women walking around in burqas, so the culture is different there.
Exactly, yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to do much real tourism in Peshawar because I was there for work and I had strict security requirements.
And that was probably a while ago as well, right?
Yeah, that was about 4 years ago now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So maybe it would be a very different experience if you went now, right?
Yeah, it might be.
Where else have you been? You've been to Lahore, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I've been to loads of places just as a tourist. I've been to Lahore many times, and in fact I'm like working on a project with Al Hamra Arts Council at the moment. Hopefully we're going to make some progress with that in the next couple of months. I mean, all the regular spots, Taxila, Natia Gali, Murray.
Yeah.
I haven't made it to Multan yet.
Yeah, I'd really love to go to Multan as well, but unfortunately I still haven't made it.
Yeah, and I think, so I heard that they've just opened the Lahore Multan Motorway, which should make it much quicker to get there.
Right, yeah.
So hooray for that. And yeah, they've been doing some really good work with the infrastructure here in recent years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The roads are pretty nice.
But I think now I've kind of missed my window because now it's going to be really hot in Multan.
That's true, yeah. Even here, it's getting hotter all the time. Like right now, at this time, it's the perfect weather to sit outside. But during the day, I'm already kind of like,
Yeah.
Have you been to the south at all?
Yeah. So with my more recent job, a lot of the projects were focused around Badin, Umarkot, Mirpur Khas.
Wow.
So I got to travel to interior Sindh, and that was really something, because in those parts I was able to get out of the car and meet the communities that we were working with, and in particular, there was a women's economic group that we worked with. Basically a group of artisans. So, they've got these, beautiful craftwork skills, but they didn't have connections to marketplaces. So the project that we were working on just basically helped them to connect with buyers in Karachi and to get their products sold and get some income. And we got to, I got to go and meet them in the place where they all sit together and stitch within their village. And they had bought a small flat screen TV and a washing machine with the proceeds, which just meant that, it was wonderful to see that. So, they've got some entertainment and they have to spend less time doing kind of household chores so that they can spend more time, either stitching or at leisure.
Well, so that sounds like a really great program that actually worked, right?
Yeah, it was really cool to see that, something meaningful coming out of it.
Yeah. What's your favorite place that you visited?
Well, I mean, the northern areas are just absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like the Pasu cones. But I think Natia Gali is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's so, it's so close by. It's just 3 hours from Islamabad.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's such a beautiful little escape if you're feeling stressed at work or you're feeling a little tired of, lots of socializing.
Yeah.
You just get up there and the air is so clean and so crisp. And there's, those hiking trails, Miranjani and Mukshpuri. It's just stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Is there, anything that you're going to miss in particular about Pakistan when you leave?
Gosh, I'm already trying to learn how to make palak paneer.
Yeah.
Because that's I think that's my favorite thing here. My favorite food, that and nahari. There's an awful lot of real South Asian food back in the UK.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's mostly Indian restaurants,
Right.
but then the food doesn't really correspond to actually anywhere in
Yeah.
South Asia, really.
Yeah, it's some kind of a
Britishized.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna miss the food. I mean, friends, like
Absolutely,
the first.
You must have made so many friends here.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that really hooked me when I first arrived. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of a Diplo brat. I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
And some places are easier to integrate than others.
Yeah.
And I've always found it really easy in Islamabad. I've always been welcomed, and I've made some incredible friends here. So, that's going to be hard to move on from. But then I think, it's a small world.
Yeah.
It's never,
You'll always
it's never
run
goodbye
into,
forever.
yeah, exactly. So where's next?
My husband and I still haven't got our master's degrees. So it's time.
Yeah.
And we've decided to head to Belgium. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, we were thinking about the UK initially. But, since my dad is from Belgium and I wasn't born there and I didn't grow up there, I've actually never lived there.
Yeah.
So I've for a long time I've had this kind of desire to spend some time there, really learn French once and for all. Like, I understand it, I speak a little bit, but I'm not fluent.
Yeah.
And just, get to know my family, get to know what it means to be Belgian.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense, right?
And they have some great schools there, so yeah, looking forward to that.
So, Stephanie, I have two more requests from you before we get to the signing of the visitor's book, which we always do at the end of the show. I'd like to request one more song, please. I mean, look at this place. It's just perfect, right?
It is good. I do love this
If
garden.
you have one more up your sleeve.
I think I can find one more.
Great. Do you still have your guitar?
Yeah, it's just here.
Great. Let's get it.
Quand tu es près de moi, cette chambre n'a plus parois, mais des arbres, oui, des infinis. Et quand tu es tellement près de moi, c'est comme si ce plafond-là, il n'existait plus. Je vois le ciel penché sur nous, qui restons ainsi, abandonnés tout comme si il n'y avait plus rien, non plus rien d'autre au monde. Et j'entends l'harmonica, mais on dirait un or qui chante pour toi et pour moi, là-haut dans le ciel infini, et pour toi et pour moi.
Wow, amazing. So now it's finally time for you to sign our visitor's book. Okay, let me open it for you. And you write your name and your comments. Thanks for having me on the show. It's been lovely, and it indeed has been lovely. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I had a lovely time. And thank you so much for playing us all your wonderful music. And I hope you continue to play in future as well.
Thanks, yeah, I hope so too.
That's it for today. Please join me again next week. Goodbye.